Hi, Lupe. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, everything is fine.
Of course, we have a particular subject we want to talk about today, Alicia Alonso.
Yes.
So I know you have had a sort of a long association with her, and will you tell me when you first encountered her?
Well, the first time I saw her performing in Mexico City, she had a small company of her own. You know, ABT was in hiatus at the time, so they formed their own company in Cuba. And they booked a tour all through South America.
Wow.
So when they stopped in Mexico, I saw her perform, and that was the first time that I had seen her.
And you were a young, up and coming ballerina at that point.
Well, I was 17 or 18.
Wow.
But I was already the leading dancer when my teacher had performances, and I was doing some of the leading roles in the classics.
So you were already a celebrity in Mexico City in the ballet world.
Yes, I guess I was. You know, when I saw her performing Giselle's second act, I was so impressed by the way you were never aware of when that she had pointers on, you know?
Wow.
She would, her transitions between running on demi-point and full point were absolutely not noticeable.
Oh, wow.
She looked so comfortable wearing shoes. You know, there are sometimes some ballerinas who take a big plie and then jump up to fifth before they go on point.
Yeah. She didn't do that.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And also, you know, when she warmed up in class, I admired how clean her technique was.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, everything she did was just technically so pure, so correct, you know. It was very admirable.
So you saw her performing, and then how did you meet her?
Well, you know, they were having class for her company in our studios, so in the same studios that we used.
Yeah.
But it was Mexico City. It was at the theater called the Bellas Artes.
It's a beautiful theater.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Doesn't it have Tiffany glass or something? I remember someone saying it's an Art Deco theater. I remember it being very, very beautiful. So that's where you grew up as a ballet dancer.
Yes.
Wow.
So they were having class there also, and some of my friends said, you know, we could take that class, I heard. I said, are you kidding? And she said, yes, let's go and ask if they would allow us. So she went and we asked, and we said, of course, please join us.
Oh, my.
So that was very exciting. And after that, they asked me if I would like to join their company.
So they saw you in class and immediately thought,
yes,
that you should be one of them.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
how exciting! And who was that teaching?
Alberto Alonso, the brother of her husband. Yes, and it was an excellent class.
Wow.
I was very impressed, you know, because we didn't have very much variety of teachers in Mexico. I always stuck to the same teacher.
Your one teacher her name was Nelsie Dombré.
Yes.
She was French?
Yes, she was French. She was from the Paris Opera, yeah.
Wow. So you always had class with Nelsie, and then here are the Cubans, and Alberto's teaching a completely different class.
It was different.
Yeah.
Certain things, you know, especially he explained placement so correctly, and I learned a lot from his corrections.
Yeah, wow.
Just details of technique, you know, to make it as clean as possible. So that was a wonderful experience.
So they asked you to join the company, and You were 17 or 18 at the time, and you were living with your parents.
Yeah, well, they had to ask permission of my parents, so I remember, I don't know if it was Alicia's mother that was on the tour and came to talk to them and said, we have girls her age from our school in the company. So, we are very much aware of this perhaps being their first trip away from home, and we are taking very good care of them. They are certainly not on their own at all. No?
Right. So they persuaded your parents to let you go.
They persuaded my parents. They weren't happy about it, but I had never traveled without them,
Oh, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So you went on this tour with Alicia, and for how long? How long were you on tour?
I was with them for about 3 months. 3 months.
And this is all around Central America and South America?
Yes.
Did you go?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So exciting.
It was very exciting. It was, also an opportunity to watch her perform a lot more.
Wow. And I'm sure you were also working very hard.
Yes. Yes, I had to learn the whole repertory, I was the last girl in the corps.
Oh, gosh.
Which was a good experience for me.
Yeah. After being the star, all of a sudden you're in the humble position. Good.
But I was really outside the theater, I was very friendly with her students that were my age,
Right.
And we went doing a lot of sightseeing.
Oh, good.
And Alicia was always reminding them that we had a performance that night. Don't wear yourself out. Don't get cramps in your legs,
Oh, dear.
She was very careful of herself,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Did you perform? You didn't perform every night, probably. You had traveling in between, and
yes, but we stayed in each city quite a bit,
Yeah. So you had time to look around
a few days, if not a whole week. Yeah.
But you got to watch her. And would you say watching her influenced how you went about your work, how you went about dancing?
So certainly some details, like I said, running and making the shoes, the toe shoes, not something you climb up on, but just, something that gives more length to your movements.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a different perspective, of how to use the toe shoe.
Wow.
And her acting was always, again, very comfortable to look at. It didn't look forced. It looked always very genuine,
Yeah. Wow.
Very heartfelt, very realistic, her projections of characters. I remember later on, seeing her when we were back in New York.
So fast forward to, you joined ballet theater in 1953. So you would have been with her little company in South America in 1948. That's the year that ballet theater was shut down, and they were doing that. But then after you went on tour with them, then you went back.
Yes.
So then you went back to Mexico and you continued there, but eventually found your way to New York and into ballet theater.
There wasn't very much opportunity
in Mexico.
Yeah. So everybody was saying, you need to go to New York, you need to go to... So
so you did?
And I did,
yes.
So later on, back to Alicia, and we were doing a season at the Met, and Alicia came to perform with us.
Right.
And I remember dancing Mirta to her Giselle.
Wow.
At that time.
Wow.
And then the first time that I was going to do my first Giselle, that season, there was a matinee when I graduated from Myrta to Giselle. And I remember her, I was warming up on stage, and she came to wish me luck.
Oh, wow.
Said, don't worry about a thing, you've got it.
She said that to you? Wow.
Something like that,
Oh.
Which I really appreciated, her confidence.
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you, what role did you prefer? Did you rather do Myrta or Giselle?
Oh, of course Giselle. But
of course Giselle.
Because it was, to begin with, you were on stage longer.
Right. That's true. You had more stage
you got
time.
to do the first act
right.
also, which
and
was like a completely different interpretation.
So you have a whole range in the course of the ballet.
Exactly.
Dramatic range. Yeah.
No, I enjoyed that immensely. But I also enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything I did.
Wow, that's great.
I wish I had more to tell you, but my experience, she wasn't a permanent member of the company all the time. She wasn't always there.
Because she had started her own company in Cuba.
Yes.
So she was back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the last time she performed at the Met, she did a pas de deux of some sort. That was incredible. But I remember her looking still in very good shape. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's what happens when you work correctly.
Exactly.
You last longer.
Right. Yeah.